We're following up on our exclusive Full Circle report about a bold new initiative that sends a social worker out on nonviolent 911 calls. Starting next week, people in St. Pete who are in a mental health crisis and need help won't have a police officer show up at their door. ABC Action News reporter Michael Paluska caught up with the St. Pete police chief as he updated city leaders on how the program is going.
Hall has handled over 730 calls over the phone for 24 days, 7 days a week.
St. Petersburg Police Chief Anthony Holloway told city council members that the first 100 days of the pilot program were a success.
They have responded to more than 1,100 calls.
ABC Action News was the only station with police during the first few months of the new initiative. We watched as teams of social workers called Navigators paired up with an officer. But next week, the program goes into phase 3, and those Navigators will be solo in the field without police, one of the biggest tests of the new division within the department.
So now we're going to be looking at, okay, now the Navigator's there by his or her cell, and that officer he or she can be doing other calls, crime calls. What we're also going to be looking at is those frequency calls.
The top 3 calls Navigators responded to were mental health issues that included threats of suicide. Second was panhandling, and third, neighbor disputes. These are issues the chief says are better handled by mental health experts.
What are all these hats, and why are we wearing these hats? We're not good at it, and why don't we find someone else? So I think you're going to see later on in law enforcement, I think everybody's going to start taking a look at that. Why are we doing this? Is this a police function, or can someone else do it better?
There were concerns raised by one city council member about whether or not this new call program was just responding to all these 911 calls and passing the buck from a job that maybe law enforcement should be doing. But the chief of police told me that this program is designed to help people.
So it's follow-up now, so those people are getting the service that they need.
Those that came before us.
Holloway tells me the 2020 summer of protests following the death of George Floyd was the catalyst for change.
The kids that were protests is really the groups and the conversation we've had in the community. And it's like, you know what, they're right. Why are we doing this? And that's how this program came about.
In St. Pete, Michael Paluska, ABC Action News.
To see Michael's entire in-depth report on the new call program, go to abcactionnews.com/full circle or download our free streaming news channel and scroll to the Full Circle shelf.